Hey guys, Jonathan here. With the conclusion of the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, it's safe to say we're probably not going to get any more LEGO sets based off of the Guardians for the near future. So I thought it'd be fun to do a little retrospective here and look back at every single Guardians of the Galaxy or Guardians related set that's been released in the LEGO Marvel lineup up to this point. I also want to give a shout out to 1:37 PM. I do some writing for them, and you can check out my article where I wrote all of this and my other articles linked down below. So in this video, we'll be ranking them from worst all the way up to number 1, so stay tuned and let's get into it. At the bottom of the list at number 22, we have the Guardians ship polybag from Infinity War. This set was released during the Avengers Infinity War wave, which if you were a Marvel fan at the time, you'll recall how hyped that summer was. Personally, I was buying everything from LEGO and Marvel at that time, and this polybag was no exception. It's nothing to write home about now, but definitely emblematic of a great summer to be a Marvel fan. At number 21, we have another polybag. This time it's the Milano from Volume 2. Similar to the last entry, it was a simple little build to whet your appetite for the bigger builds from the same wave. While not particularly rare or valuable, this set was actually a little difficult for me to find in stores back in the day. At number 20, we have the Team Groot keychain polybag. This was exclusive to Target, interestingly enough, and keychains are often a point of conversation between completionist LEGO collectors. Do you need every keychain of every variant packaging for a complete collection? That could be a completely separate argument in and of itself, but I think for this one, I'm going to go ahead and count it since it's a unique polybag. Most keychains don't come in a package like this, and I think it should be on the list. At number 19, we have the Raccoon polybag, another difficult to find item. This was a Toys R Us exclusive back in the day, and it was considered a grail for LEGO customizers because of Rocket's awesome printed arms, and it does look great on Iron Man armors and Star-Lord minifigures to upgrade them. It also came with a sticker sheet that could be used on the Milano from that same year, and we'll talk about that set in just a little bit. Number 18, we have the short-lived Mighty Micros theme set, Star-Lord vs. Nebula. Newer collectors may not even remember this theme, but the Guardians of the Galaxy did have one entry in this kid-geared line of mini cars. This one had a cartoonized Star-Lord and Nebula facing off in their mini racers, and I particularly like the inclusion of the printed cassette piece. At number 17, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy headquarters from Volume 3. This was the least expensive set of the wave at $10, but it packed a lot of punch. It included an exclusive Groot and a new Star-Lord, and this was a good entry-level set for the wave. At number 16, we have the Collector, the San Diego Comic-Con 2014 exclusive minifigure. There's only 1,000 of these out there, making it one of the toughest minifigures to get in the entire Marvel theme, and I know some people don't necessarily count minifigures as sets, but since there's so few Guardian sets to begin with, I figured I would throw them on the list just for good measure. At number 15, we have Baby Rocket's ship from Volume 3. This was a sole set to include Rocket Raccoon from the wave, and it even included him twice. One version is the adult Rocket, while the other is a baby Rocket, which is totally adorable and makes the set very memorable. Unfortunately, with just 2 minifigs, both of the same character, and representing a ship that was barely in the Volume 3 movie, it doesn't really offer a ton of story or play value, so it's pretty low on this list. At number 14, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy Advent Calendar. This was a creative way for LEGO to offer a set based off of the Guardians Holiday Special on Disney Plus in 2022. This gave the Guardians twist on a classic LEGO Advent Calendar, offering several neat builds and even a few exclusive minifigs. At number 13, I've put all the Guardians of the Galaxy brick heads together. These, of course, came in the Infinity War wave, and it's hard to rank them individually since they're pretty similar and open to subjectivity when it comes to favorites, so again, I'm just putting them all on the same list here. I personally like the Rocket build the best, but since he comes with Groot in the same set, it's easier just to put all 4 brick heads on the same level. At number 12, we have the Ravager Attack from Volume 2. This was a neat set that throws back to the Southern Knights theme from Volume 2, but unfortunately it wasn't super accurate to what we saw in the movie, and it did include 2 exclusive minifigs in Taserface and Mantis, which definitely scored this set some points back in the day. At number 11, we have Rocket Raccoon's Warbird, the 2014 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Similar to the Collector mentioned before, this was an exclusive that only some lucky San Diego Comic-Con attendees could obtain in 2014. This was a neat miniaturized version of Rocket's Warbird, which unfortunately isn't really accurate to what we see in the movie, and interestingly, it also included the same Rocket minifigure from the polybag that we mentioned earlier on this list. So now we're getting into the top 10. At number 10, we have Thor's Weapon Quest. This was one of my favorite sets from the entire Infinity War wave in terms of nostalgia. It's hard to believe that for 20 bucks you got Teen Groot, Rocket Raccoon, and Thor, along with a small Forge side build and the escape pod from the film. keep this set in the back of your mind as we continue the list. At number 9, we have Ayesha's Revenge from Volume 2. Another entry from Volume 2. This was a neat set that included a scaled-down version of Yondu's mining ship from the finale of the second Guardians movie. The inclusion of the exclusive Ayesha and Yondu minifigs make this set a standout, however, it does sit a little ill with LEGO fans because it started a trend where Guardians LEGO sets neglect to include the main villain of the film, in this case, Kurt Russell's ego. At number 8, we have the I Am Groot set from the Infinity Saga. I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan of this set, but I know a lot of LEGO collectors enjoy this set, and I wanted to take that into consideration when compiling this list. It's a buildable figure of everyone's favorite baby tree, and while it looks pretty good on a shelf, I find that the balance is a little off, and it doesn't quite fit the aesthetic I enjoy having on my LEGO shelves. So it's a nice set, just not my favorite of all time. At number 7, we have the Starblaster Showdown from Volume 1. This was the cheapest set from the first Guardians film, and it was a neat way to get us interested in the Guardians theme back in 2014. I actually remember getting this set and building it at the kitchen table of my parents' house like a week or two before leaving for college, and I enjoyed the finished product a lot. As fate would have it, I started MiniSuperHeroesToday just a few months later. Who could have ever known? At number 6, we have the Thanos Ultimate Battle from Infinity War. This set was a fan favorite from the Infinity War wave, if for no other reason than the debut inclusion of the Thanos MCU-style Big Fig. The sets in this wave each included an Infinity Stone, which prompted collectors to get all the sets from the wave to complete Thanos' gauntlet. The build itself was a massive orange spaceship that could be attached to the escape pod mentioned earlier in the list, making it one of the very few LEGO Marvel sets that is directly compatible with another set from the same theme. This was definitely a cool feature and something I actually wish LEGO would do more often. At number 5, we have the Knowhere escape mission from Volume 1. The most memorable element in this set, of course, was the buildable Groot figure, who by today's standards is honestly a bit odd. The set also included Rocket Raccoon in his orange jumpsuit, as well as Nebula and a Sicarian to battle against. It was definitely one of the better location sets ever offered from the Guardians theme. At number 4, we have the Guardians' new ship, aka the Bowie from Volume 3. This was the most expensive set from the wave, and it's almost a perfect set. The unique blue and pink color scheme makes this one really stand out, not to mention the massive amount of space it commands on collector's shelves. Pair that with the wide array of Guardians minifigs included, and the exclusive Adam Warlock minifig, and this makes for a great set to represent the closing chapter of the franchise. That said, a lot of fans, myself included, were disappointed that it didn't include Gamora or the High Evolutionary, both of which are pivotal characters in the film who aren't included in any other sets from the wave. At number 3, we have the Milano vs. the Obelisk from Volume 2. The opening of Volume 2 is still so iconic. Set to the Electric Light Orchestra song Mr. Blue Sky, having Baby Groot dance around while the team does what they do best is still so awesome. And this LEGO set throws back to that scene pretty much perfectly. The Milano included here is a scaled down version compared to the next entry on the list, but it's delivered big time and made for a memorable set back in 2017. At number 2, we have the Milano Spaceship Rescue from Volume 1. I think this set is massively underappreciated in the LEGO Marvel theme, meaning it definitely deserves some love here. It included almost entirely exclusive minifigures, a huge build, and a detailed interior, all for just $75 back in 2014. To put it in context, can you imagine this set releasing exactly as it's shown here in present day for $75? Yeah, good luck. And at number 1, we have the Guardians ship from the Infinity Saga. Building off the last point, this set shows exactly what LEGO can do when given a larger budget with the set and a piece count to work with. This set's price was double the last entry's price, clocking in at $150, but it is hands down the best Guardians of the Galaxy set ever to hit store shelves. It included almost every member of the post-Endgame team, had a detailed interior, great scaling, and even included a stand to help display it flying above the other sets on your LEGO shelf. This one was an absolute masterpiece and definitely one of the strongest Marvel sets ever released. Alright guys, I'd love to hear if you guys agreed with this list or not, so drop a comment down below, be sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future content, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Well, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and maybe check out one of my other videos listed here.